I'm going to preface this video by saying I feel rough, and I'm talking really rough. But nothing major. Just, cold-like symptoms. Sore throat, bit bunged up in the old nose region. But here's the thing. I've just begun 2 weeks off. This is Monday as I'm recording. Saturday and Sunday, I worked out, exercised, gym stuff. During my life, I've worked out regularly for quite a long period of time, and then through whatever injury or illness, I've had a break, then got back into it. One thing I have noticed is this phenomenon, if you want to call it that, of where you first start getting back into exercising and then you feel ill. This thing, what's happening to me now, I've had a break of about a week or so, maybe pushing 2 weeks of not exercising. And I was looking forward to these 2 weeks off so that I could get really back into it. And I also wanted to see just how much progress I could make in those 2 weeks where I worked out every day. That every day came with a little there. Did you notice? I just wanted to see if I could, because I was doing exercise, rest day, exercise, rest day. You see? But with these 2 weeks off, I thought, I'm not working. I'm not going to be exhausted from doing like 8 or more hours a day at work. I can fully rest and take things at my pace that I want to, but just keep in mind that I'm going to exercise every day. And bearing in mind, the workout that I'm doing, it's like 25 minutes, half an hour tops. It's not pushing myself that hard, I don't think. But here's the question. Why have I worked out for 2 days in a row and now feel like utter garbage? Of course, it could be coincidental that I could have had something lingering around. I've been around a lot of people at work previously that have had colds and the COVID. But that was a good while ago. That was like at least 2 weeks ago. And I suppose things can linger. But anyway, like I said, it could be something lingering within me that's finally reared its ugly head. And exercising, putting that bit of stress on my body, has just caused it to come out. That's fairly likely. But I go back to what I said about how I've noticed that phenomenon happening where if I have a break from exercising for whatever reason, then the moment I try and get back into it and I'm looking forward to keeping fit and being healthy, I start to feel ill. I've only worked out twice. Saturday and Sunday, like I said, it's now Monday, and I feel really rough. So what I did was Google it. Obviously, that's what we all do now. Pop onto a search engine and have a look what's going on. I know there's this thing called exercise-induced rhinitis. And rhinitis, anything rhino, is to do with the nose. Like rhinoplasty is essentially a nose job, for example. So exercise-induced rhinitis is where you get cold-like symptoms from, I think it's like breathing really heavily, as well as like dehydration through breathing heavily, dehydrating the nasal passage as you're breathing more heavily because you're exercising. It's quite common with runners, for example, but the only thing that makes me think it's not that is that it's not a really cardio intensive workout. Sure, I end up breathing a little heavier, but it's more like presses for the chest. But you don't need to know the workout, but it's more of a weight lifting / bodybuilding kind of workout. That's what makes me think it's maybe not this rhinitis thing. So instead of looking at the first Google result that pops up, I dug a little bit deeper, not much, but a little bit deeper, and found that when you overstress your body through exercise, you reduce your white blood level count. Didn't know this, but apparently that's what can happen if you overstress your body through exercise. Probably other things as well, but your white blood cell count reduces, and then that affects your autoimmune system becomes slightly compromised, which then would lead to you feeling ill because other things that are normally being kept at bay, they take over, like influenza and stuff like that. So I'm thinking it might be more to do with that. But then my next question, this is the thing that always throws me, is because I wanted to exercise every day, technically I should be doing it today. But if I am overstressing my body, am I making things worse by exercising again today and just carrying on with it? Or is the idea that it's actually best to push on through, because you're never going to improve unless you don't push on through. This is what I don't... I mean, you can see I'm not curled up in a ball wishing I would just cease to exist. I'm just run down. This is the best I've felt. It's, what is it now? It's approaching 1 p.m. and I've been up since about 8:30. And this is the best I've felt all day because I've finally sort of come round, you know. But the things that bother me are like, I've just vacuumed the stairs. What else have I done? I've watered a couple of plants in the garden, but everything I do, it's leaving me breathless and exhausted feeling. But again, is it still right to push on through and just say, no, I'm not going to give up? You know, like, you're kind of punishing your body to make your body improve. That's the whole point of exercise. If you don't push it beyond what you can already do, you're never going to make progress and improvement. Yeah? So I guess what I'm asking is, if there's anybody, it could be something to do with nutrition, for example. Maybe I'm not getting the proteins or whatever nutrition I need for my body to recover, and that's why I'm feeling ill after exercising and stressing my body. I'm not giving it what it needs to recover fast enough for me to feel good. Yeah? So instead of just whining about it on social media or whatever, or to people around me, I thought, well, I'll do a little video, try and open a discussion about it, because there might be somebody that watches this and thinks, yeah, I get that too. If I have a break from exercising, or maybe you're somebody who hasn't really exercised at all their whole life, but they want to get into it, and the moment you tried to get into it, you felt run down and ill, and then you were just like, well, I'm not going to exercise while I feel run down and ill. I don't know. So maybe there's people in the comments that can continue this discussion, give some advice as to what might be the best step forward, and a little bit more about why this is happening. Maybe I've got completely the wrong end of the stick. Maybe it's a little bit up in the air. Like I've said, it could be just that I had something underlying anyway, a bit of a cold virus hanging around, and it's just showed its ugly face like I have. Or maybe there's just something that you'll be able to give more advice about when it comes to what's going on, why it's happening, what to do when it happens, and how to keep being able to exercise without it just making you feel like you don't ever want to start again, because it's literally every time. I guess some people would probably say, don't stop then. It's clear to me that if it's happening every time you have a break from exercising and start again, then stop having a break from exercising. Keep up with it. But that's easier said than done. You can have injuries, you can have too much of a workload with your job. But then again, as Arnold would say, there's 24 hours in a day. There's people always making excuses. Anyway, have you watched that speech he did? It's pretty good, pretty inspiring. But he's right. There are 24 hours in a day. There's plenty of time to exercise, get to the gym and do other things, and not just think, well, I've worked 8 or 10 hours in the day and I don't have time for it. I've got children to look after. Yeah, it's hard, but you can fit an hour into your day to work out, or less than an hour, half an hour. You can do it. I actually feel a little bit inspired now. I think I'm going to go in the home gym. Home gym. It's a garage with exercise equipment in it. I guess it's a home gym, kind of, sort of. Anyway, if there is anybody in the comments that can help me out and help others out, if there's other questions that people want to ask in the comments, go. Let's open a discussion about it, because I don't know enough about it. And I thought it was kind of interesting that it happens every time. I'm repeating myself now. You get the idea. As the cup says, be wonderful. Where is it? There it is. Be wonderful. Have a lovely day. Exercise if you can, or if you feel like me. Maybe don't, but maybe do. I don't know. I need answers. Help. Okay, I love you. Bye.